Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Savage, the week in WWE, and what a crazy one with the news that Randy Orton is back. Randy Orton is back. Randy Orton is back. Randy Orton is back. RKO out of nowhere. And the reason I'm excited about this is because this changes the whole dynamic of the WWE, changes the entire landscape, because Randy Orton is not an ordinary talent, okay? He is possibly active-wise, maybe now, because now he's active again. He's maybe the best wrestler in the world. That's who Randy Orton is.
You're 100%. 14-time champion. This guy's done it all. Even John Cena, the greatest of all time, said that he's just a legend in his class on his own. I agree.
Yeah, his career parallel with Cody Rhodes, with Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, even the Drew McIntyre. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it ends, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to need to know your prediction for Survivor Series for War Games.
It's going to be amazing. Going to be amazing.
They did a great job on Monday night. The only thing that could have made it better is if Randy was actually there and we saw like something pop off. We didn't get that, obviously, but we're going to get right into SmackDown. Damage Control issued War Games challenge for Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Shotzi to find a partner to face Bayley, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, Asuka in a War Games match before getting the better of their adversaries. They ended up having like a fierce brawl like towards the segment. Listen, it hyped it up, but I feel like this is one of those situations where all this has just been thrown together in the last week or so. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like so fresh, just random. Like Shotzi coming in out of nowhere, Asuka turning out of nowhere. We didn't really see all that coming. The buildup wasn't huge. I'm still excited for the match because the level of talent that's going to be in the ring is still high. It's
Savage. I saw it a little differently, to be honest, man. I thought in the beginning it was just basically saying if Damage Control loses, Bayley is out. That's how I thought everything was surrounded, especially with Bayley. Always worried, like, oh my God, what is she saying? No, you're fine. Dakota Kai coming her down. I think that's what it's about. I think it's the same thing we're actually seeing with Damian Priest in the Judgment Day.
What's going on, Sean Truckin with
What's
BS?
up,
Savage is in the house. Jay's in the house. We're talking about SmackDown. And yeah, you're right, Jay, but it's going to be a good matchup. There's a lot of talent in there, so I absolutely think it's going to be a good match. The girls all have experience with War Games, some more than others. Savage, do you think Asuka and Katie are going to be reuniting a tag team of the Kabuki Warriors? Definitely a hell of an option that you have there. That could end up happening down the line because we know
it's a necessity, right? Because they don't even have women tag team, to be honest. They're just throwing randoms.
Yeah, I was just going to say the women's tag team division definitely needs more teams and better competitors, better champions even. The Street Profits defeated the Brawling Brutes and Pretty Deadly in a triple threat tag team title for the #1 contender. Pretty Deadly always looking good, showing out in a fast-paced triple threat match. Butch accidentally booted his partner, Rich Holland. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford took full advantage of this mistake by clearing the ring and overcoming Holland with the revelation. The victory earned the Street Profits an undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match next week against Finn Balor and Damian Priest of the Judgment Day. What did you think of this match? What do you think about the Street Profits being your #1 contenders?
The match didn't do it for me, I guess, because it was just too many tag teams and too many spots going on for me. So to me, I wasn't feeling the match. But Savage, we talked about The Street Profits needed to win. They needed to go somewhere in the right direction, instead with Bobby Lashley. And this is the proving that they needed this victory, at least to challenge. I don't know if they're going to win, but to challenge and to be in that right direction. And it's the perfect move. I like it. I think I told you last week, when you put the Street Profits in the LWO, they're not really going anywhere. Now they're going somewhere.
Yeah, and I thought the match was mediocre, but I was happy with the results because, yes, the Street Profits definitely needed a win. And maybe that's why Bobby Lashley's been off TV for so long, because he's disappointed in them. And now he has a reason to return and say, good job, guys. Maybe help him secure those tag team titles.
I think we forgot the ending of the Brawling Brutes.
I probably went to the bathroom. Why? What happened?
Well, basically, Butch was like trying to go over to Holland and just kind of tap him like, everything's all right. And Holland pushed him away. So to me, I thought that was big because you know what, Savage, to me, the Brawling Brutes kind of run its course. And now that Sheamus not even there, he's injured, he's not even back. I think it's about time you do the separation. These two guys are talented and they can go. We all know what Butch can go, and we've seen what Holland can do. Big, strong guy. I think it's time.
Yeah, no, there's good storytelling there. Obviously, you can build up the split up and make it a meaningful one, kind of like they did with the Rockers. We all remember how that turned out, ended up being pretty legendary. So maybe they can do something like that again and have some real impact. I was kind of surprised to see Axiom on SmackDown. Not in a bad way. I love Axiom, and I think he's a great worker. He deserves all the shine that he's getting. And he had a match with Dragon Lee, but it was obvious that Dragon Lee's definitely getting that big push. It was an explosive showdown filled with incredible moments from beginning to end. Dragon Lee continued his winning streak by overcoming Axiom from NXT. What did you think of this matchup, Jay?
Well, Savage, I've been saying forever, Dragon Lee and NXT record was 12-12. He's 50-50. He needs to build up wins on SmackDown. He quietly came up to the main roster, and he's been delivering. And these guys knocked it out of the park. I thought both did great. If you were to sneak Axiom in the main roster, I think this was the match to do it, Savage, in my opinion. Both guys killed it. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought they killed it, and they showed what they can do. They showcased their abilities hella well, and I think we're going to see more of Axiom. I know a lot of people are questioning his status on the roster, whether he's actually on the main roster, still in NXT. Hopefully we get some clarification on that soon. After attacking Rey Mysterio last week, Santos Escobar received a slap from Zelina Vega before taking down the LWO's Joe Queen Wild and Cruz del Toro and backing off from a fight with Carlito. I like the heel turn for Santos. I just don't like that Carlito is looking kind of weak from all this.
Slowly running. He looked like he's slowly running to the ring. I mean, my gosh, the guy can't even run. What the hell?
The only way this turns out good to me, Jay, is if it's like a double heel turn, and then Carlito's been playing it off like he actually cares, but he's really not caring. Maybe goes with Santos, and they make like a super heel faction. I'd be down with that, because otherwise they're just making Carlito look really bad, and it shouldn't be that way.
Well, Savage, I think, one, they're wasting Carlito. I think you could have put him in big matches with like Bobby Lashley and so on. So I think they're wasting his time. And, we've seen what Santos Escobar is. We saw the beginning of him when he took off his mask and then he became that heel. He got even Wild and Del Toro over, plus Elektra Lopez. So we all know he's a great heel. It's a perfect fit. I like the Savage. He's basically jealous of Rey Mysterio. It worked here. And you know what? I can see Wild and Del Toro down the road joining him and turning heel themselves.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think it will be a good mix-up of action and storytelling, obviously, which they need more of to keep people reeled in. 1 week after Grayson Waller and Austin Theory provoked Kevin Owens into earning himself a suspension, the Dynamite from Down Under used a distraction involving Austin Theory at ringside to get the 3 count on Cameron Grimes. So Grayson Waller looking good on SmackDown. I like to see Cameron Grimes getting matches. But what are we really doing with him? Obviously, him being in a ring with Grayson or Austin Theory seems to me he's going to be stuck in that position of enhancement talent, which I think he's above that. I think he's better than that. I actually think he's better on the mic than what we're seeing. But I think this is a case of he's being told what to do more than being able to go and do what he can do. What do you think about this whole situation?
Well, Savage, I was crying. I had a box of tissues next to me. I was watching this match, and I was literally crying for Cameron Grimes. Why? The guy has been in the main roster on SmackDown for God knows over a year. He's 9 of 9 of his matches. He's 50-50 for guys. He just took another loss. I mean, what? I feel bad for the guy. I mean, my heart goes out to him. And Grayson Waller, Savage, I am convinced now during this match and seeing that finish that we did, I don't know if that's like a blockbuster DDT that he just goes flip over in your back, but I am convinced they just took out the stunner just for the fact that KO is on the SmackDown. So did I like the finish? Yeah, it was something new, it was something unique, but I kind of missed that stunner.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe they did take out the stunner from that because we haven't seen it in a while. Who knows if we're going to see it again. The outspoken LA Knight interrupted Paul Heyman as he was bragging about Solo Sikoa's victory over John Cena. Knight vowed to make the bloodline cease to exist. And obviously, they're still pushing LA Knight. He still looks good. He can kill it on the mic. Where they're going with this, it's interesting that he's still involved with the bloodline. So to me, it looks like we're going... I mean, storytelling-wise, it looks like they're aiming for a rematch between him and Roman Reigns. He's just going to have to earn it by doing things like this, defeating Jimmy Uso in a match. And in the first part of his quest to make the bloodline cease to exist, LA Knight overcame Jimmy Uso with the BFT. Moments after the megastar defeated his opponent, the American Nightmare charged to the ring to help him overcome a 2-on-1 attack from Uso and Solo Sikoa. Do you like what they're doing with Mr. Superstar, megastar?
Savage, I personally don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I think they're kind of stuck on what to do with him next, besides getting him in that Roman Reigns rematch. I really don't know what they got going for him. I took Solo and the Paul Heyman segment. I took that as basically a rematch for him and John Cena whenever John Cena wants to stop doing acting or doing movies whenever he has a break, now that the strike is over. I took it like that. The match with LA Knight and Jimmy Savage, I'm going to tell you, this match didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me. You know why? Because I don't see Jimmy Uso as a threat. The whole match, it was just nothing out that just stand out. Crowd wasn't really into it. And let's face it, if he would have at least, let's say, try to cheat, or, you know, just do a dirty tactic or a dirty pinroll roll-up, you know, I would have been like, okay, now the match is getting kind of interesting. Like, what's going on? But in reality, we all knew the outcome, and it wasn't for me. As for the whole ending there with Cody and everything, they kind of ruined that, Savage. If you noticed earlier on SmackDown, when Nick Aldis was talking in the segment, I don't know who it was with the girls, we saw Cody sitting down. I saw it with my own eyes live. And, you know, I wasn't surprised that he came out, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right. And, Jana, we're going to get into that momentarily, but we got to finish SmackDown here. Becky Lynch emerged to join forces with Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Shotzi for the War Games match against Damage Control at Survivor Series. And this is pretty much how SmackDown ended on the night. Another brouhaha going down. Charlotte Flair, Io Sky showing off. Is that Io Sky or that's Kairi Sane?
You did better than the cameraman that night. Look at you. Look at you.
I don't even know.
We didn't even see that. We didn't even see that. They screwed it up.
They screwed it up?
They only showed Flair, but they didn't even show Sky.
Oh, man.
You saw one, and then you saw the other.
This doesn't even make sense because they're on opposite teams. So why are they moonsaulting like all the people? That's
why Sky was delayed.
It looks cool, but it would look cooler if it was one team doing it to another team.
Look, the other one's standing. The other one flipped.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair's ready to go. She's not messing around.
She went already. She's
not messing around. That's why she's a 19,000-time champion, man. But now we got to get into Monday Night Raw, where Drew McIntyre opened the show. He opened the show to explain why he cost Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. McIntyre will now join forces with the Judgment Day for the War match. Their Survivor Series opponents were forced to find a fifth member, and that's where it gets very interesting. GM ends up coming out, breaking everything up, letting everybody know, hey, you guys aren't going to be able to fight right now. You're going to have to pick someone, and you have till the end of the night. And they're also going to announce that there's going to be a one-on-one match. Each team can choose their member by 9 p.m. And I guess the winner gets an advantage in the War Games match. We'll get more into that because obviously that's going to close the show. So we'll save that for the end of Raw. Battling through a back injury in the final moments of the highly personal Clash of Titans, Raquel Rodriguez picked up Nia Jax from the top ropes and attempted to carry her out of the corner. Before she could, however, her back and legs gave out and she collapsed. As she did, the irresistible force crashed down on her before hitting her opponent with an annihilator off the ropes for the victory. So they're booking Nia Jax strong. It looked like Raquel was rising, and then all of a sudden Nia Jax comes in and just absolutely crushes her, takes her spot, and puts her down for a clean win. I mean, she's spanking her on TV here. Does it get any worse than this?
Savage, I always said that she is the most dangerous worker of all the wrestling that I've ever seen. This person cannot work with anyone. She will kill them. And this is the first time, Savage, that I see her do that bonsai drop, holding on to the ropes, instead of last time when she did it on Raquel, she just fell on her. So I'm just glad she learned something here and there. So,
well, she looks great. I'm not gonna lie, she does look great. She looks like a kick-ass kind of person. No, she has the look, Jay.
You mean Raquel? You mean
not. Well, Raquel looks like an ass kicker as well. But listen, Nia Jax looks way better than she did the last time she was here. If she's going to be working safe, I support her. She does have the look. I'm not in love with her beating Raquel. I think Raquel.
I want you to stay online. I don't want you to just get off because you support the Nia Jax. They're going to take you. I'm telling you, she's a dangerous worker. You don't want to be affiliated with her. Stay away.
I'm not wrestling her anytime soon. I'll tell you that. Xia Li taking on Becky Lynch, and when Xia Li knocked out Becky Lynch out of the ring with a spinning kick that she used to conquer numerous opponents, the man fought through it. Lee followed her out of the ring when she attempted another spinning kick. However, the man dodged the strike and hurled her opponent into the ring post, back into the ring. Lynch hit her opponent with the manhandle slam for the 3 count. Becky Lee, good match. Lee's good. She's good. She knows what she's doing. She makes everything look good. And she's getting herself involved in the story with pretty much the face of the women's division, Becky Lynch. So props to Lee on doing that.
Savage, for me, this was match of the night. And
it's good.
The fact that Xia Li is holding her own with Becky Lynch and Becky Lynch is elevating her, it looks great. They're making her look like a serious threat. I liked it. I wasn't surprised that Lynch got the victory, but what I was surprised, Savage, that they gave these women about 15, 20 minutes to put on a show. And it delivered, Savage. There was nothing that was off. Xia Li is playing her heelish part right. The kick to the back of Lynch looked great, and Lynch was selling it. I mean, kudos. It gives her credibility. So we talked about when you lose, like an LA Knight lose to Roman Reigns, you're getting credibility. We've seen again with Xia Li. And let me tell you, Savage, because I know you're a fan of Nakamura and Asuka and all those foreigner wrestlers we got there. This is the only foreign wrestler that WWE has that actually wanted to learn and improve her English, because her English is freaking great. And I think the others need to take an example of her. Match of the night for me.
High praise from Jay to Becky Lynch and Xia Li. We got more of Damage Control fighting. I don't even know what the other faction's called. I guess the girls.
The baby faces.
The baby faces. All right. Damage Control versus the baby faces. We had another little brouhaha, and that's to push this match up coming up at Survivor Series, a traditional War Games match. And they're really pushing it. Hopefully we get to see a good face-off between Becky Lynch and Bayley.
I have a question for you before we go on to Gargano.
Sure. Gargano.
How do you feel knowing that both brands are split, Raw and SmackDown? You have a pay-per-view Survivor Series, and now you and I, fans of Survivor Series, know we do not mix brand. How do you feel about one team has a SmackDown, this guy's Raw? Because I personally don't like it. It don't make sense to
me. I've never been a fan of the brand split. I actually hate the entire concept of the brand split. I grew up in an era where it was one company. You had one world champion, one intercontinental champion, one tag team champion, maybe a European champion, your King of the Ring winner, your Royal Rumble winner. Now we have the Money in the Bank winner. We have the 24/7, 96, 255 days a year champion. Who knows what's coming back? Who knows? I do agree with a lot of people who have said we need a women's intercontinental championship. And I say that just because we have so many talented women on the roster now. It's kind of sexist to not have it at this point. The men have it. The women should have it.
Mm-hmm.
Out to prove his worth to the Intercontinental Champion Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser told Giovanni Vinci to stay out of his match against DIY's Johnny Gargano. Nevertheless, Vinci did come to ringside. Presumably, he tried to help out the Essence of Excellence steal the victory. This caused Kaiser to become distracted, and Johnny Wrestling quickly hit a one final beat DDT for the win. I thought this match could have been much better, but for what it was, Kaiser's a professional. Gargano's a professional. I didn't see anything. It didn't look like they skipped a beat here. This is a storytelling match. They want to further make everybody think that Imperium is, having high tensions in the back. They're not getting along. They're not working good together. What'd you think of this match before we move on to that?
It was a sad match for the fact that it was a good match and nobody gave a damn. And that's what happens when you don't build matches like that. This is probably why you feel like you feel, and there's nothing behind it. And you know what? If you're not telling the history of DIY, if you're not going to tell a little bit, we all know what Imperium brings, but you could say a little more about, especially Vinci, which you don't even hear him talk here and there. It doesn't go with.
What doesn't make sense to me is you have a chance here to elevate both teams in a tag team match. Okay, have Ciampa working, have Vinci working, have everybody working, and then you can build the storyline better by maybe like Vinci messes up in the match, causing them to lose. Now we have heat. Now there's a reason for the heat. Now we can do all these other matches and things because we built off something. It started somewhere. It's not just like randomly thrown together on a billboard.
Yeah.
Maybe
if I do it again next week with Vinci.
That's a possibility.
Another throw.
Also on Raw, we had the Fatal 4-Way women's match, and we have new number one contenders as well. And in the final moments of the high-stakes Fatal 4-Way match, Maxine Dupree secured a dominant advantage over Tegan Nox thanks to the training of Chad Gable. When Maxine attempted a high crossbody, she rolled through, got the pin to secure a future tag team match against Piper Niven, Chelsea Green. Ivy Nile, very impressive. I thought she looked great tonight. Even Maxine Dupree looking much better every night she's going out there. I'm not sure, though, how I feel about the instant team of Tegan Nox and Natty and automatic number one contenders. How you feeling about that one, Jay?
Well, I mean, it was about to come, right? They've been kind of building it up for about 2-3 weeks now. Tegan Nox looked a little lost. A match against Lynch wasn't that great, so I guess they paired with Natty to get some skills, and hopefully it works. But personally, for me, Savage, this match was chaos. There was not one of the women that even shined, and I'm here to make a petition to fire Indy Hartwell. I'm here. I'm going to be the first one. Savage, if you want to be number two, please. This woman only did body slams, tag Lorray, kick to the face, and that was it. But I will give you an up, Savage, even though I don't like Maxine in the match. Maxine, fans are getting behind it. You could do something with them.
Yeah, Maxine's definitely getting over, and she's got a lot of fans, and she's looking better each week. But nonetheless, Charlotte Flair did a lot for Natty over the years, elevating her. And I'd rather see Natty involved in the women's championship than the tag team championship. But I guess this is the route we're going. We'll see if there be knowing Triple H. He likes Tegan. He likes Tegan.
Savage, because you have Tegan Nox and Zion Lee, and you would expect Nox to be more impressive than Lee, but it's actually the opposite. And that's why I think we're so behind Lee, because it's like, holy crap, where are you?
Lee right now, she's doing a great job, man. Even on NXT tonight. She had a lot of heat on NXT tonight. I like the way they did her tonight. She came out, got a lot of heat. Crowd was letting you hear it, all right? I kind of like this segment a little bit because I like to see The Miz get advantage over Gunther. And I'm still convinced that The Miz is going to beat Gunther for that title because I think Gunther has already said it. Gunther said he's meant for bigger things. He wants to move on to the World Championship, whether it be for Seth Rollins' title or Roman Reigns' title. I thought this was a great segment. Miz hit him with the finish, and he had the advantage. And if you want a quick take on this, Jay, go for it.
Yeah, this was good for the fact that I agree totally with Gunther, what he said about The Miz. You're just an entertainer. I mean, you're called The Miz. And I'm just going to remind everybody, especially Gianna Forever there and everybody, I mean, This is on Google, folks. You could go find it. I mean, I don't get it. This is why I'm going to tell you I don't get behind The Miz whatsoever. I don't take him serious whatsoever. The Miz win and losses of WWE in career. He is 5-11 in wins and 1,039 losses. That means he only wins 31% of his matches. And the fact that Gianna Forever, Savage, and everybody here in the Savage Kingdom is going to tell me that the last month everybody's behind The Miz and he is the one to dethrone Gunther, you are out of your effing minds. Seriously, let's wake up, folks.
All right. Well, we got to talk about this next matchup. Shinsuke Nakamura, Sinister, Sensational, whatever they're calling him this week. This was close to being match of the night for me too, but I'll agree with you. I think Becky and Lee stole the show, but probably because they had more time. When Chad Gable stood up to avoid an exposed turnbuckle, Shinsuke Nakamura took advantage and grabbed a quick pinfall. So, I mean, to me, that was like a little weak because this match could have been so much more. And
you liked the match. Hold on, because I didn't get my quick tip. You liked the match.
It could have been much better with time.
Well, you liked it. You liked it on both ends.
I can't say I liked it, but it could have been better.
You're not supposed to say you like it. You know why? You're a Chad Gable fan. What happened? Let's Savage. Tell me what happened 2 months ago.
Listen, Chad Gable deserved a singles push. I agree.
Gable was going for this big single push, and you were here saying he's the man. He's going to be great. And what happens now? He's a cheese ball.
Yeah,
no,
he's stuck in a happy-go-lucky gimmick.
You probably saw it tonight, right? He's a cheese ball.
Listen, it upsets me. Yes, he's a cheese ball, and he's part of like the 24/7 committee, basically, and that's why I'm not even going to waste any more time on it because there's nothing coming out of it that makes me want to talk about it. Drew McIntyre defeated Jey Uso to gain the War Games advantage in a crucial showdown to determine the advantage in War Games match. Drew McIntyre hit the Future Shock DDT to defeat Jey Uso. I thought this match could have been 100 times better, but it's a storytelling match, so we got to get a lot out and a lot out quick. All the guys come out. Judgment Day comes out. Cody comes out. Zayn comes out. They have their steel chairs. Seconds after McIntyre secured the victory, post-match attack on Uso by the Scottish superstar in Judgment Day was answered with a brutal chair assault by Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins and everybody else. As his team stood tall in the ring, Rhodes revealed that Randy Orton will return to the WWE to compete in the War Games match alongside the American Nightmare. Wow. And there it is. And now we've reached that point of the show. Jay, I want to hear your predictions. What are we going to see in this match now that we know the full teams?
Savage, I got my money on Cody team. I liked how they announced Randy Orton because it kind of kills the rumors of CM Punk. So I'm glad this happened. There's a lot of ways this could go. I think Gianna Forever made a point that you could turn him heel and Cody could be the next Mania. I called that, but I wouldn't pull the trigger on him being a heel. I think he should come as a face and turn the heel at the Rumble to eliminate Cody. I think that would be the right call going into Mania and delaying and actually, keep Roman on the title to September.
I think knowing Randy Orton's history with Survivor Series and what he's been capable of doing, for example, finishing off a whole team of 4 by himself, right? I mean, we know what Randy Orton's capable of. I think he's going to end up getting the winning pinfall in this match. Like you said, a full over baby face, get everybody back, get everybody emotionally invested so that when he stabs Cody Rhodes in the back, it's that much better because we all know it's coming.
It's just so many ways you could go, but I would play it out just how we agree on.
Listen, Randy Orton's known as the Legend Killer, and I think over the next 365 days, he's going to change that into being the new guy killer. And anybody that thinks they're good shit.
I don't think he could go like that with that back. I don't think he'd push those days.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out what he looks like at Survivor Series this Saturday live, Saturday, November 25th. We also have a lot of other matches. Who do you think comes out on top on the Women's War Games match?
Savage.
I think Damage Control goes all out. I think they go over.
I never seen 2 babyface team win as much as I want Lich team to win. You could be right on Damage Control, but if you're gonna make sense with that segment you kicked me on SmackDown, I'm gonna go with Lynch.
Speaking of the brand split that you mentioned earlier, it's kind of crazy that we saw segments between Adam Pearce, between Nick Aldis, but there's no actual like competitive nature for them at Survivor Series because it isn't SmackDown versus Raw. So it's kind of.
Would you have goosebumps if their fifth person was Jade Cargill?
So we don't know the fifth person yet.
No. But would you pull the trigger and not have Randy Orton, but the debut of Jade Cargill?
So that's the surprise. It's a possibility.
No, I'm asking you. I'm coming up with that. No rumors.
I think it would get a massive pop and gain a lot of attention, but can she go? And I think this is an opportunity where it could expose her because she's now in the ring with not just one talent.
But that's the thing. There's so many talent. You could hide her.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe she gets exposed with multiple talents in a row with spots that they think they're going to secure. I don't know. Maybe she's ready.
But would you like that to be the fifth member?
Sure, why not? That's entertainment. That would make me pop.
All viewers like
100%.
Even more.
Jade Cargill's money, man. Carlito's taking on Santos Escobar, and I just don't see how Carlito's going to get the win the way he's running to the ring.
It was a waste of Carlito's time. Hard. Oh my God.
In this match, I'm telling you, I think we're going to see a new Intercontinental Champion. I think this is going to be the shock moment of the night. And I actually think that Imperium might even break up at Survivor Series. They might, Ludwig Kaiser might turn. He might turn on him, man.
So we said the same thing about Vinci when he's getting abused. Now we're saying the same thing about Kaiser.
Yeah, maybe because Kaiser's he has that look like he's a little backstabber.
I agree. Look, she's not ready, but you could hide her. You don't have to show,
we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't think she's trash. I think she's working very hard so that when she makes
her
debut,
I would hide her weaknesses.
I think she's working hard so that when she makes her debut, she's gonna do her thing. But now we got to get into NXT, Jay. A lot to cover, and I want to try to do it quickly because I might have a little surprise at the end of the show. We open up the night with Chad Gable and Noam Dar, and of course, after what happened on Monday Night Raw and him taking that quick loss to Shinsuke, they were going to make it up to him tonight where he had a lot of TV time. This match almost went half an hour. They did an absolutely great job of actually delivering an impressive Heritage Cup match. I liked it. I went the distance. It was tied 1-1. They made him look strong. Noam is obviously phenomenal, able to keep up with Gable and show off a lot of his abilities on national television for over 20 minutes and put on an excellent wrestling match. I loved it. Good storytelling, heel work, and Noam Dar looked great. Chad Gable looked great. Good exposure for both of them. Go ahead.
For me, Savage, I'm not a fan of the concept of the match. I said it, but for what it is, this was a decent match. But, I feel bad for Gable, and I'm tired, Savage, of this guy defending the belt, and there's always metaphor just interfering. It's just getting played out. You're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the whole point, though. They want to piss everybody off. They want to get that heat because that's the whole point of having a faction like this. To annoy everybody.
I think they have.
Match of the night for me, without a doubt. No questions asked.
The cheese ball?
Otis over here. Otis gets all the ladies. You know that? Gets all the ladies.
No, he could keep Lash Legend.
JBL coming out. He's going to make an announcement. I believe he picked Josh Briggs and Cameron Carmelo. Who is it? Carmelo Hayes. And then we had from the ladies, he picked Blair Davenport and Thea Hale. For the Iron Survivor Challenge, and they would wrestle tonight. Big news from WWE. They're going to be part of the Big 12 Conference. They partner with the WWE, yada, yada. Look at this. Tony D. I love how they're doing Tony D, though, tonight. They did him great. We got a little shot from him there. We got a shot from Trick and Carmelo in the locker room. Trick trying to hype him up, saying you're going to win tonight. Now we get – I thought this was strange, by the way, that we had a championship match in the middle of the show. So I'm just like, what the hell's going on here? But then this happened. I was like, all right, great. Look, they're booing the hell out of her. She's building up heat. We don't know. Is there going to be a match? It's nice storytelling. Well done. We get the tag team match here, and I love this. Los Authorios, if we're still calling them that, spectacular, big win. Is it a big win? A good win. A good win. But they looked dominant. They looked strong, and they did what they had to do tonight to earn a tag team title shot, obviously. What did you think of this matchup?
It was a solid tag match, and I think a No Fame Blade need to come and be elevated a little bit more.
Yeah, well, we're gonna find out. But I thought they looked great, and it was a deserved win.
When I say that, I mean they just need more matches, like top tier.
No, they need to win matches. I think it's a little too soon for the title shot. I would have rather seen them take out like 5-6 tag teams in a row and then earn that title shot.
Should we feel great that these guys are threats, that they're beating enhancements? These guys been on the main roster. Like,
these guys can go though. So just to see them getting opportunity, I'm loving it. We have Valkyria over here getting checked out by the doctor. Fallon Haley is hyping up her buddy over here, but he says he doesn't want them to come out for his big matchup. JBL has confidence for him. And this turned out crazy because we got Lexis King coming to the ring, getting involved, causing a big distraction. Carmelo Hayes ends up losing the match, which I thought this was shocking, actually, that Carmelo Hayes lost this match. But I kind of saw it coming because JBL picked this guy for a reason. JBL is not going to just pick this guy out of nowhere to just lose. So obviously JBL saw something in him, or maybe JBL's working with Lexis King, or he's work. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Lexis King. I think he's just hating on Carmelo Hayes, or maybe like saying, "Hey, your parade's over." Whatever they're doing, I want to see more, and I'm curious to see if Lexis King can actually beat Carmelo Hayes clean in the middle of the ring.
I'm gonna concentrate on Josh Bridges because this guy is huge, bigger than Hayes. This guy is better than Von Wagner could ever be. He's a better talker. He's more confident in the ring, more confident on the mic. I think this guy needs to get the singles push, and I hope there really is tension to break and just get off with that 2 losers.
Well, I think we're going to find out what's going to happen with him based on this tournament. If he comes out on top of this entire tournament, we know he's due for a push.
He was impressive. He was impressive for one boot kick, but I'll let it slide.
I mean, he is a big man for sure, and maybe they finally saw that in him and they want to take advantage of it. We're going to find out. We're checking up on Valkyria to make sure she's okay. She says she's still going to compete tonight. France will host a WWE event for the first time in history, which is kind of insane. I didn't even know they never hosted an event. That's pretty cool for the people of France.
There we go.
If they're anything like Italy, they're going to be a ruckus crowd because they haven't had it ever, so they're probably going to lose their shit. I like this, but at the same time, it's like, all right, what are we doing here? Is this the Odd Couple?
We're not even eating turkey.
Are we writing a sitcom here? What is happening? I mean, and I like Mr. Stone's family. His kids are awesome, very good at what they did. Okay, they did a good job. They did a better job than the wife did. I'll tell you that. And Von Wagner is going to take care of those bullies at their school. But I got to say something. I don't think Von Wagner made those brownies. I think they're Little Debbie brownies, and he bought them and put them in a jar.
This is just basically Savage to erase what we saw last week with him going in the ring and doing some dizzy stupidness that we never seen before in wrestling. They're just trying to cover it with him being a nice guy, and I'm not buying it, Savage. I'm sorry. If y'all don't want to say you're a top 5 NXT wrestler, I'm sorry. I put Josh Bridges over him any day of the week.
Well, I think this. I think Von Wagner has a very unique look, a very unique voice. Like when he's talking, I just close my eyes and I can't really put a finger on who he reminds me of yet. I have to really think about it. He has a voice. He has a voice from the 80s. He sounds like a wrestler from the 80s. I'm trying to think about it, but he has just a unique quality about him, and he's huge. I just want to see better production. But I'll tell you this. At the end of the day, when they put you on TV, no matter what they're doing, they're pushing you and they're trying to get you somewhere. Savage, so maybe they're thinking with Von Wagner.
Savage. Stop saying
play the long game. Bottom line is this. Okay,
so who do you pick?
I'm not going to say
or Josh Bridges to end
I don't care. I'm picking Von Wagner.
You gotta pick
Von Wagner.
You are out of your damn mind.
Because if I book him, my Von Wagner match will look better than any of that guy's matches because of the way I'll write him.
No.
Yes.
What great match you saw Von Wagner?
That's because I wasn't writing it. Let me write his match, and I'll show you God mode.
Oh, please.
Mike Awesome 2.0. Listen, man.
My awesome cuts better promos than Von Wagner.
Not yet. No, I don't think so about that. I really doubt that.
Awesome was better than Wagner. Please.
Wesley and Dom are going to have a little face-off here, and Dom's basically telling Wesley he's going to have to compete in a match. I'll tell you the match at the end of the night when we get to the end of the slides. Chase U. I think this, to me now at this point, I think this is actually starting to have some kind of legs. Like 2 weeks ago, I would have told you this is the stupidest storyline in NXT. But because of JC Jane and Thea Hale and Duke Hudson, it's interesting.
I'm hyped, Savage, because I think they are going to reveal something for Deadline. I am hyped. I'm super hyped. Do you
have an idea of what we're going to see? Obviously, they showed us footage of what's been happening, but he breaks his silence next week on NXT.
Some tests or some dumb shit.
We're going to find out what's going on. Thea Hale looking phenomenal. Obviously, JBL thinks very highly of her. It was strange to see JC Jane just being so nice and telling her, I'm always going to have your back, which I think that means she's going to stab her in the back. But the ladies look phenomenal. I mean, NXT, there's a reason why people are tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. And this is it. These are reasons why people are tuning in. And to watch matches like this, an Iron Survivor Challenge qualifying match with the winner advancing to Deadline. But the match, to me, I was very disappointed in this match because Thea Hale got distracted by Chase U University students that were there, and Blair Davenport just picks up the quick win. I think this was a time constraint issue. I don't think these ladies had the time to actually have the match that I know they could have had. They could have definitely had a very good 10-minute match, making both of them look good, and still Blair Davenport going over. But instead, we got a quick matchup, Blair Davenport going over dominantly.
Yes, for me, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to blame Blair Davenport for it not being a good match. Just for the fact that Blair Davenport was having spots picking up or catching up with Thea Hale. I don't think these two were good as a pair, but Blair Davenport needed the win. I mean, we haven't seen her on TV a lot, and she hasn't had a lot of victory, so I'm glad she got the victory, but I think she really messed up the match. I'm going to blame Blair Davenport.
Blair Davenport, you're blaming? That's all right. Baron Corbin, Dragunov, I'm super invested in this match. I thought this was a great video package, and I love how it was actually narrated by Baron Corbin to basically let everybody know about Dragunov, that he's a family man, that, he doesn't get to go home to his family. And Baron used this against him because he gets to go home to his family every single night, kiss his wife, kiss his kids, and live a very luxurious life in his big house, big mansion with all his money. And the quote, to basically beat Dragunov, you have to be the dragon. And I don't know. I have a good feeling about Baron Corbin, and I think that Baron Corbin will become your new NXT champion. I see it happening. That's my prediction.
He should have just took this gimmick, like I'm the rich guy and I got this and that, instead of the freaking pirates.
Yeah, I love Baron Corbin. I think
he is reinventing himself.
He absolutely is reinventing himself.
Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't working.
No, but whatever this is, the real Baron Corbin, it 100% works.
They should have done this.
They should have done this, but they're doing it now, and they're rectifying the situation. Well deserved. Baron Corbin, I think, is going to be your new NXT champion at Deadline. No question asked. The way I'm booking it. By the way, this guy's Native American, so let's not have any more nonsense.
Okay, but is he a DJ? Does he likes to dance? Because he likes to do B-hop when he comes out, like boom, 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 boom. Let me tell you something, Savage. This guy is fading faster than he is fading in the background, and nobody really giving a damn or being invested in Eddie Thorpe. You know why, Savage? I'm going to tell you why. Because he has no personality. That's why I say, what is he? Is he Latino?
I just told you what he is. He's Native American, and you still have to get this.
Is he a DJ? Is he this? Because we did see him with headphones. Now we don't see him. Is he a dancer? Like, what are you? You have no personality. That's
I'll
why
tell you what he is.
Dust.
I'll tell you what he is. He's the winner of this matchup. He managed to get the quick roll-up win, and then, of course, Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak have to get in there and beat the holy hell out of him. 3-on-1. He's got no friends. No one came to help him because he's probably a loser. All right? You happy?
He's fading in the dust, and you can't even admit it. You don't even.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care. Now you don't care.
I don't care about Eddie Thorpe. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's not interested.
Listen. You don't care, but you looked up that he's Native American, so you do care. You do.
I didn't look it up. I happened to read about it. I didn't look up
American.
All right.
Native American.
Maybe I looked it up. So what? That's to shut you up.
You care.
I cared enough to shut you up. That's it.
Stop.
Jesus Christ, man. I love what they're doing with Tony D, though. They're doing him justice, the Italian family. By the way, whoever that girl is, I think she's a wrestler. Her accent that she's on point, man. It's like it could
Savage,
she could be on The Sopranos.
Savage, I think this is all horrible, but I think you're right on something. I think the girl is money.
The girl's good.
Tony D and Stacks throughout the whole show.
She's phenomenal. She could be on The Sopranos any single
time.
We
gotta get her name.
We see Tony D and Stacks, they're getting their ass beat, and these boys ended up getting themselves a tag team title opportunity out of it. And it works out for them. It was good.
Great.
This was awesome. This was the vignette of the night. Ariana Grace is awesome. I love how she told this girl that she stinks, and I don't even know her name.
I don't even know who that was. Who is that?
Somebody that bothered Mrs. Princess of NXT.
Savage, I don't like this. Please.
This is kind of a wild match, though. This is.
Can I say why I don't like this? Because you already know who the winner's going to be. That's why.
It's going to be Wesley, isn't it?
But look at the other opponents. Of course it's going to be. They can't even make it suspenseful.
Smart money, I would pick Bronson Reed, but I that's who I would pick because he looks like he can kick everybody's ass. But I think you're right. I think they're going to go Wesley.
At least put another NXT to make it a little suspenseful. Like, come on.
Yes. You're not wrong. But the winner here will face Dom at deadline for the NXT North American Championship. Yeah,
another legend.
Jerry the King Lawler next week will choose the last match for the qualifying match. I wonder who he's going to pick. Who do you think he's going to pick? He gets 4 picks, 2 matches.
Well, they've been lately picking, kind of new people, new faces that they believe in. Tough call, Savage.
I think Von Wagner gets a pick.
No. I honestly don't know, Savage. They could go either way. And there's not many talent in the men's that I could possibly think of right now. I can't think of anyone.
Jerry the King Lawler.
They did Hayes. Oh, I'm sorry. I must be an idiot. Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker? Yeah, it could be.
Wrestling Observer Rookie of the Year last year.
But does he really need to win the Iron Survivor Challenge?
Yeah.
And why? Maybe. Hey! What if he picks Lexus King?
Oh, I don't think so, Savage. I think he's going to work with Hayes. I think he's going to go work with Hayes for a bit.
We're going to find out next week on NXT. Something to look forward to also next week on NXT, a tag team championship match. A lot going on, but now we're going to get into your main event of the night. Xia Li taking on Valkyria, and this was a hard-hitting match. Very crazy submissions going on, all kinds of lockups and takedowns. Both ladies looked phenomenal. Xia Li is one of the best in the world right now. That's why she's on Raw fighting Becky Lynch. Very good matchup here. And a good result. Valkyria is able to hold on to her title and secure the win. Jay, what did you think about this match before I bring in a surprise that I got for you?
Savage match of the night. Once again, Xia Li back-to-back. Never did that before, never gave it. But I am worried, Savage. Valkyria, I like the Michinoku driver. I understand why she did it because Xia Li's like 90 pounds? So it makes sense. But I believe she needs a new finisher. Also, Savage, I said this many times, she's not connecting with the fans. She's not.
Okay.
I'm worried.
All right, overall, NXT was a good time tonight, but now I got a little surprise for everybody here. Let's welcome a legend to the show, Marty Jannetty.
MJ in the house. What's happening?
What's up, man?
MJ, how are you, buddy?
trying to be a part of the show.
Yes, I wanted to introduce you to Jay. This is my co-host for the last couple of years.
Hey, Jay, how you doing, brother?
I'm your co-host. He's my co-host. So I figured, we should all get together one night and just have a little chit-chat.
Three-way co-host.
Yeah, man. Hypothetically, the greatest collection of humans in one screen ever. Hopefully this screen's not too busy for you.
I'm loving the background, Marty. I'm loving the whole background you got there.
Oh, it's pretty good, huh? Somebody came by one night. Santa Claus came by and did that.
It's funny you mentioned Santa Claus. I'll be dressing up as Santa Claus soon enough.
I got to get better lighting, don't I? Dark over here.
It looks pretty good.
Fine. We can see
you were on Dark Side of the Ring, so I mean, it should be a little dark.
Yeah,
just a little bit. So, what are we doing tonight in over there in good old USA town
in Georgia?
In Georgia, what's going on in Georgia?
Waiting to see if the Bulldogs are going to win the national championship.
Okay. What'd you think about Monday Night Football last night? The Eagles.
Oh man, what a game, huh? What a game!
I actually caught that, man. Crazy shit going on in football.
That might be the Super Bowl again this year. They're the two best teams going.
Yeah, I thought the world was coming to an end because even the Giants got to win on Sunday.
Marty, let me ask you something because you're like a football analyst. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
When Mahomes threw that ball, did you actually believe that this guy was going to catch it? Personally, I didn't think he was going to catch it.
Oh man, I mean, it was just wild. I mean, the whole guy. And I was sitting. I forgot what I was doing. I was trying to do some kind of crappy ass work. But I kept watching and catching pieces of it. It's like, wow, I didn't want to miss anything. Everything was amazing the whole game long. Held the interest. I like Patrick Mahomes boy. And then of course I like everybody on Philadelphia because they're all Georgia Bulldogs and Alabama Crimson Tide. The quarterback Hurts. He played for Bama. He transferred to Oklahoma.
I like the Ducks.
What's that?
I'm a big fan of the Ducks. I'm a big fan of Bo Nixon. I think he's doing fantastic.
Yeah,
I think he's doing great.
Yeah,
they won once again. I mean, they have an impressive record.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this sloppy ass desk, man. I got to get this shit organized.
Gianna Forever says party, Waff Marty, and he's high as fuck. And I think he called you Paul McCartney. He said Paul McCartney. That's great.
That's the upgrade for what I usually look like. Man, I was looking at the our canceled out episode. I'm sure as hell glad we didn't show that.
Yeah.
I remember when you called me that day around, I think it was 2:30 or so, or said be ready around 2:30, and I fell asleep. And you called and says it's time to go, and I'm like, oh shit, trying to splash water and get ready and go. And since the surgery, that is the one day. That's the only day that I was all out of it that much.
Yeah, when I saw you come into the studio, I said to myself, "Oh, this is going to be a long fucking hour."
Oh my god, I didn't even realize until I just watched it now that I was actually starting to do this at the beginning.
I know you were getting at me for changing the pictures.
Water wasn't working,
and I'm sorry about changing the pictures when you're not talking about it. But it was like I had to do something because I was like, "What else am I going to do?"
Wake me up. I mean, you did a couple of times. You go, hey, and I'd be like this. Oh, was I asleep?
I don't know if you caught it, but I almost died laughing during one of the times that you started we started nodding off, and I was trying my best just not to start crying on the stream. Like it was hilarious. It was a good time.
The funniest thing I saw on there was. Because I was, my eyes, I was talking with my eyes like this. Yeah, right. And then you were like, man, put your sunglasses on. So I was like, I'm falling asleep. Okay. And I put the clear ones on. And they were up like twisted like this. I didn't even realize there weren't sunglasses and they wasn't sitting on my nose. They were off to the side. It was like a damn fucking shit show, man.
Bro, honestly, it was fucking crazy, man. Yeah. It was fucking crazy.
I mean,
those are the gold classics there. So
yeah, I mean, it was a sad comedy.
No, but we're gonna be able to use that now to show everybody, like, what that fucking medication does.
No, we ain't showing nobody that.
not even a screenshot.
No,
we got to make it the exclusive.
No, we'll find something, but no. And I think I was telling you one of the you might have been on air already, I always have a swig of beer, but it's actually sitting right here. It's a prop. It's not even. The last time I didn't even have the top off, and I'm like, you dumbass, the top's still on it. But it's just because it's called the Party with Marty show. So I'm acting like, oh yeah, we're partying. That's the only thing that's a party with Marty, because the rest ain't no party. but on this, where I'm doing this shit and I'm talking with my eyes closed and I'm leaning. And then I took a shot of the beer, whatever it was. The beer was right there. And I'm like, no, hell no. That was a bad move, because now they're just going to think, oh, he's just fucking drunk. It ain't got nothing to do with the surgery and the medication. Yeah, that was
Marty, what's your favorite beer, by the way?
What's that?
What's your favorite beer, by the way? What do you drink?
Yeah, it don't matter. The strongest is better. I don't drink for taste at all, man.
Marty, can I just show one screenshot?
I guess.
Because we're talking about it. I mean, I just want to show one screenshot.
A screenshot? Okay.
Yeah. I'll show it right now. There it is.
Hey, the glasses, they must have they were worse than that, though. They were like 45-degree angle.
That's fantastic. Yeah, dude, he wasn't even sleeping. He was still talking. It looked like he was talking in his sleep.
That's the crazy part. I was carrying on. I just had my eyes shut. It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're gonna redo that whole episode tomorrow, because that you have a lot to talk about on that episode, and we'll get that done tomorrow, hopefully, hypothetically.
Yeah, and that girl, she's doing a good job. She just sent me a couple of little screenshots, but she wants to prove that make sure she's wearing the right thing and she looks good. She's a good looking girl, but she's a sweetheart and wholesome. I mean, it's going to come out really good for us, and especially for what we're trying to accomplish with this. Just all this shit going on, it's all stemmed. She was there from the get-go where that fucking hospital screwed up. Their negligence, their non-concern, or whatever you want to call it. Just remind me, try not to say the name during the show, because I don't want to ruin any lawsuits. I don't want to give them a jump on it. If there is one. I mean, a GAT never wins a lawsuit, even with all the evidence of what like I've got, including a witness to them forcing me to go. The biggest thing, she was shocked by it. We talked about that many times, was that they forced me to go. They came in and I just woke up from a nap, which we'll talk about. And I hadn't slept in 3.5, 4 days. I actually think it was day 5. But in hindsight, that seems impossible. But when I hit them bad streaks of insomnia, that go 3 or 4. Day 4, I started hallucinating.
Jesus.
Yeah, and so, but that was a day 4 at least. And I had about 20, 30 minutes to catch a little nap, and I felt myself, sort of like the show. I was like, oh, I'm nodding. Let me get a quick nap, power nap, because I had to move. I was moving out of there into another place. And that's when I took that old nap. I didn't wake up they were beating on the door. I didn't hear shit. I was,
when you're out of it, man, you're out of it. When you pass out, you pass out.
Especially like that, a 4-day, 4 days you haven't slept.
We definitely have a lot to talk about tomorrow, but I wanted to tell everybody in the Savage Kingdom that Marty Jannetty's YouTube channel has been partnered now. He's a partner with YouTube. You can go and subscribe to him and join up for the memberships. There's going to be exclusive content. There's going to be seminar lessons. There's going to be all kind of perks and advantages to joining the membership and joining the party with Marty. He beat Savage there. I've been doing this longer than him, and he beat me there, but that's because he's Marty Jannetty.
It took a long ass time though.
Hey, you still got it done hella quick. So a big compliment.
I thought it took a while. I thought it would take like 1 day or 2.
I always say Marty's the man. He's first class, and he always had more ladies than Ric Flair. That's what I always say, brother.
It's a close call. He might have had better looking ones.
I still believe you, and you believe you had a little more. You're the man.
Thank you, brother.
John Gilcher says hello, by the way. That's our boy that took us to that restaurant that you loved on Pepe's with those clams.
That was good. What are you doing with ATL on?
ATL? I'm representing you, Marty.
Is that ATL or ATL?
That's an Austin Theory shirt.
Austin Theory.
Oh, okay. You look like I couldn't tell. That was
an L. You were coming. I had a prediction. I don't sleep either. I sleep like half. And look, He came out.
Theory's a good wrestler. Jay, do you have a wrestling question for Marty while he's here?
Oof. Marty, everybody talks about WWF run, ECW and stuff. My favorite is AWA. I believe you were two-time champion with Shawn Michaels. Yeah. Tell us, you had all those matches you guys have. Who do you like working with, and who do you feel safe to work with while you were doing your whole run there in AWA?
Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond, they were bad company. That was the name of them. Great team. They worked together good. They were like Sean and I were together. They just knew each other's moves, what they were thinking, what was a good thing to go into or get out of. I mean, they were so in tune with each other, and great workers, great athletes. The matches, and they could do a lot of stuff that we could do, whereas the bigger guys, they can't do all the flips and twists and turns. It's just all punch and kick, and you got to build a match around that. I mean, there's not much you can build around that. But we had a great time, and then they came into WWF at the time.
Okay.
Sato, the Orient Express was Sato and Pat Tanaka. And Sato did something where he went back to Japan. They needed him back over there, and so they had to get somebody to replace him. And so they took Paul Diamond, put a mask on him, called him Kato. And so it was an American boy under the mask. But, we got to wrestle them again, like in the AWA days. It was just so good.
And it's more easier for you. It makes your job a lot easier,
Yeah, and I think my favorite individual tag match ever, and I think all four of us had agreed it was all of us. It was Royal Rumble 91 where we had them. We had the Orient Express versus the Rockers. Man, that match was it was nice. It was just flowed so nice. We did some stuff that we kind of just all four knew each other so well without all that much time together. It's just when you're in tune with each other, we're a oneness type thing. You just look at each other and almost read your thoughts, feel their thoughts. Like, okay, he wants me to go over this way so he can do something over there, that type of thing. And we had that with them. That's when it's working, when you don't have to talk, when you don't have to say, get your ass over here, stupid. There was one spot at the end of the match. You can hear Sean, and he's going, Paul, Paul Diamond. He's calling him by name, right? Paul, because Paul was supposed to turn around where he could flip over the rope and do a sunset flip type thing or something. And Paul was out of position. And you could hear him. You can hear him when you watch it now. You'll hear him like, Paul. It was like, God damn, man. You just tell him, hey, Paul, come over here and bend over so I can sunset flip you.
Nice.
But yeah, they were so good to work with. Probably still are. I could still work with them. Even
That'd be a hell of a match. It'd probably be better than Ric Flair's last match.
I didn't see it. It was bad.
Yeah.
He's back to wrestling, so yeah.
Where wasn't that just recently?
Yeah, I think it was in
Marty,
Atlanta or North Carolina.
Marty, how do you feel about Ric Flair? He signed a multi-year AEW. How do you feel about that? I mean, Savage just said he had his last match and now he's back. How do you feel about Ric Flair? Just keep going.
Like, good for him, brother. I mean, if you can get that kind of deal, I mean, he can too, because he tracks more people with his name, than anybody else with their matches. I mean, when he's
busy. He's busy. He's selling weed. He's selling energy drinks.
Oh, is he doing that too?
He's selling Viagra pills. He is selling. Have you heard his Viagra commercial? It's incredible.
No, I know. That's got to be funny, man.
Yeah, you want to get the girls to ride on Space Mountain all night long. Woo! It's all over the radio, bro. It's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, man, when you've got football teams like celebrating their after the game, like the thing was the Indianapolis Colts, they did his whole spiel. All the time, keeping these alligators down. Two taps and a Ric Flair, and then they all do the woo. I mean, when you got it like that, bro, it's shit.
Hey, Marty, talk to me about the Falcons. What's going on?
They sucking a little bit.
What do they need, bro? What do they need? This is your team. What do they need, man? Do they need a new coach, new quarterback? What they need?
They need a new season.
Well, Yeah, well, I mean, they're only one game out as bad as they're playing. But the quarterback, we thought Ritter was going to be. I thought he was. I should say. I thought he was going to be pretty good because he's hot and then he's cold. I mean, that's just the way some players are. He's definitely that. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's cold, he sucks. Man. And
you changed him? You changed the QB?
Yeah, they got I forgot what the guy's name is, and he's doing okay for feeling. But when you're using a backup, no matter how good he's doing, it's not. It's only going to be momentarily because you're not practicing with the first team and getting all the reps in.
Hey, Marty, I got to ask you a question. What's your take on the GOAT debate between the other MJ, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James?
For me, it's Michael.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, nothing against LeBron. He's pretty damn good, but
pretty damn good, yeah.
But I mean, athletically, I mean, Michael jump in there and twist and just defy gravity. And LeBron's, he's good with what he does. Distributing the ball around the court, and of course the shots, and taking it to the hole. I mean, he's good. I mean, he's right there at the best. I mean,
yeah. I tell everybody this now lately. I'm like, listen, back in the day, everybody wanted to be Mike. I don't see anybody running around singing I want to be LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron.
I always said that when you face Mike, you get intimidated, but when you face James, you're not afraid at all.
Who's that?
I think the difference for me is with Michael, you would be intimidated. Everybody was intimidated by Mike. They were scared. He would make you that.
Yeah, everybody else giving LeBron high fives. Hey, LeBron.
If you face LeBron one-on-one, I just feel like anybody, I could take him. I'm Dylan Brooks. I'm a nobody. I could take LeBron.
I thought Kobe Bryant was the only one that came close to Michael Jordan's demeanor.
Yeah, that would be my number 2 pick would be Kobe, or even him over LeBron.
Did you ever meet Kobe or Michael or Shaq or any of these?
Shaq, I did. I actually signed an autograph for him. When he was at LSU.
Nice.
They go, hey man, they knew he was going to be a star.
You saw that motherfucker. You were like, oh, that's
the funny thing was, I mean, he's a monster. I mean, he's a monster. You're looking up like this, and you're badass wrestlers, right? And you're looking at a fucking giant, and signed an autograph for him, right? Then the next year, he came to Orlando. I was living in Orlando at the time. Then he came. Orlando drafted him, and he signed a 4-year, $40 million, $40 million for 4 years. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, I just signed an autograph for him. He just signed for $40 million.
And that's chump change nowadays.
Well, yeah, that was big.
I mean, today Shaq would get $400 million for 4 years, I think, today.
Yeah, that was back in 91.
Jesus Christ.
He's the one that knocked the numbers up there.
He definitely made a splash in the league, coming in and breaking rims and breaking glass, and they hack a Shaq, the whole mentality. He changed the whole.
It was funny, man, him busting them rims up.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole damn backboard come down at one. That was the best.
You must have had a good time in Orlando. Did you ever go to any of the games?
Oh yeah, a few of them. Yeah,
nice.
Hang out afterwards. Where the clubs that they just happened to go. That was already my clubs downtown, but to see a lot of the boys there and party with them.
Yeah, they went to the finals pretty quickly. I was kind of shocked that they
broke that game. I think the second year.
Against Houston.
Yeah, and they should have won.
They got swept too, but every game was so close.
You remember Nick Anderson was shooting free throws, and
the
last 4 and 5 in a row, and they lost by one shot, and
the probability of
that
never happening
from that. Yeah,
bro, he could have took those same 4 shots another 100 times and probably would have made all 4 of them. It was just
he could close his eyes like Michael did.
Yeah. He was like the hottest 3-point shooter in the league, I think, at that point.
Yeah, it was, and that was it. That just broke their spirit. It was, not even in the game no more. The series, it was just a wipeout after that. But they had Houston reeling, man. If they would have won that game, I think they might have won the series, but. The way they lost that just broke everybody's spirit. Really broke Nick down, man. He would see him out partying. Yeah, you see him around partying around town, but after that, you never saw him out again. I mean, he didn't want to see somebody.
My man was depressed, bro.
Well, I can see that. I mean, yeah.
God damn it. Well, yeah. You lose the world championship. All right, so listen, I'm going to end this show because Why not? Unless you got it. You got anything you want to tell the Savage Kingdom?
Brother.
I mean, I can stay up all night. I don't care. But I want Marty. I need Marty to get some sleep tonight, so this way we can do a killer episode tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably once I get up here, I'm gonna study some more of that. There's a couple things I hope you can grab off of it, like where Beefcake is saying, "Stop calling my wife at 5:30 in the morning," only because it wakes me up. That was hilarious.
Well, and I've played that on this one. You mean this one right here?
All right. Hey, Marty, the barber here. Been a while since we've seen each other. I'll be seeing you pretty soon. And stop calling my wife at 5 in the morning, man. I wouldn't mind, but you're waking me up.
Stop waking up the barber.
Yeah, that would keep that for our episode tomorrow. That's pretty cool, and it's funny because it's true. He don't give a shit. He just don't want. She calls me though. She'll call me or she'll text me. Are you awake? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, call me. I'm like, okay. And then I'll hear him and like, can you go to the other room? You're keeping me awake. Telling her like, go to the other room.
We got to get like we got to do something with him one day down the road where we get you two guys in a barber shop and he's like giving you a haircut. We got to film something, man.
I can actually use one of those right now.
Shit.
Not with them hedgehogs though.
Well, we're at the part of the show where I normally do one thing. I'll do it real quick. I'll try to bang it out. You just watched the WWE weekly update. Tomorrow we'll be talking about AEW and Hangman and Swerve's incredible match, a hardcore match. I thought it was match of the night. Now we're going to get into the breaking news. Rhea Ripley is advised to refine her promo skills with coaching. I don't know if she really needs that. The Rock's upcoming WCW docuseries may avoid uncomfortable truths about the company's demise. How much more can we investigate WCW? I'm pretty sure it's clear to everybody what the fuck happened. Here we go.
Like, what are they doing to Rhea? They're wanting her to coach up on her bike skills.
Yeah, apparently someone thinks she needs coaching on her mic skills, which I think is bullshit. I thought
they were pretty good actually.
Yeah, I think she's great on the mic, so someone needs to eat some shit. The Undertaker said he would have killed Sting in a dream WWE showdown. Good God, I feel bad for Sting, but I kind of think Undertaker would have killed him.
It's a McMahon production. Of course, Taker's going to get the win.
Yeah, Randy Orton is back. He was unveiled as the 5th member of the Survivor Series War Games match this Saturday, so I'm happy to see Randy Orton back, one of the best of all time. Nick Hogan reeked of booze during a recent DUI arrest. I guess this is wrestling news. I don't even know why this is wrestling news. It shouldn't be wrestling news. He wasn't a wrestler. And
I was going to say, who's Nick? That's Hulk's boy?
That's Hulk's boy, yeah.
That's him right there? Holy shit.
That's him right there, man. Yeah,
wow.
You got any Nick Hogan stories?
No, I don't got any. I never even met him. I mean, I met Brooke when she was a little girl, little baby. He'd bring her to the shows. He'd always have me hold her hand and while he went to the ring and look out for her. And then the next thing I look on TV and what's her name knows best, Brooke knows best or whatever it was.
Yeah, Hogan knows best. Yeah, but, that big show on VH1. They got a lot of money for that. Surprising status of WWE. Apparently, MJF has apparently signed a contract with AEW secretly. I don't know if that's true or not. And Nikita Lyons, do you know her, Marty? She's pretty good.
Where's she at?
She's in NXT, WWE, and she's supposed to be returning.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a baddie for sure.
This Sunday, is she new or is she like?
She's been around for like 2 years. 2 years.
She looks a little older than most of the NXT people.
Probably
in her 30, like 29, 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's good though, and she's very beautiful, and she has fans for sure. This Sunday, I will be at Battlefield Premier Streaming Network. You can watch me live. I'll be doing all the interviews over there. There'll be a lot of matches. Homicide's going to be in the house. Casey Navarro's going to be in the house. BPW now has a new show called Saturday Morning Superstars. Every Saturday, 10 a.m., you can watch the rising stars of Battlefield. Again, No Man's Land this Sunday on pay-per-view on the Premier Streaming Network. You can get it for $9.99 a month and watch the show and watch and support Savage and watch a lot of other content. There I am at the Battlefield doing my thing. And tomorrow, I'm going to change this. This is the old one. I'm going to make a new one tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to record this. You can watch it on Thanksgiving at 10 p.m. The Party with Marty, episode 8. I don't know if we're still doing this cover or not. We might change it. The Black Dahlia will be at Icons of Wrestling. along with Nikki Duke, along with Ultraviolet, along with Zaya Brookside. Savage will be there dressed as Santa Claus, and all 4 of these ladies will be Santa's little helpers. They will all be dressed as elves or dwarves or some kind of Christmas shit. You can come on down and get yourself the super combo for $80. Meet all 4 ladies at the ECW arena. Support Wrestling with Savage. Pick up a t-shirt on the Pro Wrestling Tee store. And you can also support the Wrestling Universe on Pro Wrestling Tees. And go support Party with Marty. T-shirts are on sale now at Pro Wrestling Tees.
What did that one say? I'm a guy?
Which one? Oh, this one? I'm a Wrestling Universe.
Okay.
This one? This one says I'm a Savage guy. That's pretty terrible. I kind of don't like it anymore. And no one's bought it. I've sold 0. So fuck all of you. God damn it. I want to sell a shirt. Marty has sold. How many shirts have you sold? A few. Way more than me. I'll tell you that.
What's Elijah doing?
Elijah Burke. He's coming to the Wrestling Universe December 9th. The Pope. This was recently announced. You can also meet at the Wrestling Universe Taryn Terrell, SoCal Val, Velvet Sky. Kushida will be in the house. Steve Kern, Skinner. He used to be Doink. This guy's a legend. He's been there. He'll be there. Rika Tatsumi, Swerve Strickland, December 29th, brought to you by Savage Kingdom Promotions. I'll be there with Swerve Strickland, one of the hottest stars in the world today. Signing autographs. Come hang out. Come party December 29th. January 7th, you have Maximum Male Models. We have Matt Riddle coming to the Wrestling Universe January 17th. You can come meet him. And Alberto Del Rio will be there. And my favorite day of next year is going to be ECW Day. We'll have, look at all these legends, Marty, that are going to be at that little store in one day. Spike Dudley. This is all in one day, the next guy.
Everybody comes there from 1 block away. Nobody drives up there.
Danny Doring, Roadkill, Just Incredible. We have Chris Chetty. We have Francine. We have Shane Douglas. We have Raven. We have Sandman.
There's another one.
Todd Gordon. And
he still owes me money.
Yeah. Oh, we got to get that money then. How much he owes you? I'll get it for you.
We got to get up with Rob this week.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam. He's going to be at the store. Listen to this crazy shit.
When is that?
Be there February 10th.
Oh shit!
He's going to be there from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. He's doing a 9-hour signing, Marty.
Fuck. That's a lot of weed.
Absolutely. And Savage is going to bring it all to him. I promise you that. It's going to be a good fucking time. Yes, Savage will load up RVD with all the weed. It's legal now. This is New York City. Let's get with the program, people.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm out of here, Jay. Thank you for being here. Marty, thank you for
joining me. It's a pleasure, man.
If you want to stick around, Jay. We'll talk a little bit, but this has been Wrestling with Savage, and we'll see you tomorrow night for AEW Weekly Update.
All right.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.